Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Elite Dangerous content reveal with Commanders.
Commander Scorpius.
And Commander Greatest.
So we're going to be doing live coverage on Frontiers stream to see what they have to say about this new update. They should be starting in about a minute.
So, have you got any ideas what's going to be in there, Minnie? Any thoughts? Anything that they haven't already said?
Well, as far as we know, they're working on the new pilot's experience and stuff, maybe hoping for a new ship, but, you know, there's no telling. There have been no teasers about a new ship.
Well, that's the two things we know, yeah. The new pilot's experience, the revamped tutorials and stuff, and the new livery, UI, and also the ARX currency that we have.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
That's the two big things that they've talked about, but we are hoping that there might be something in there that they haven't talked about yet.
We'll see.
There normally is. I mean, they like to leave something for a reveal stream, don't they? It can't be just like, oh, here's everything we said before.
Yeah, they used to do that like all the time in the older days, but the most recent updates, there weren't that many big surprises in there usually. They've kind of been slacking on that
5 seconds,
one a bit.
boys.
Oh
Snap.
I wish I had like cool animatics and graphics and stuff for my stream start, but...
Hello everyone and welcome to
Hey,
the Elite
there's
Dangerous
Will.
live stream. I'm Will,
Little Willy.
manager here at Frontier Developments, and tonight we have a very special live stream for you. So, before we begin, I'd like you to cast your minds back to June 2019, this year, when we revealed at LaveCon the September update. So we've pretty much gone through those details, but tonight I have a very special guest who'll be running us all the way through what's in store. So let's meet our special guest, who sat right here beside
Taryn
me.
is like, I hope they fire him.
Executive producer on Elite Dangerous.
No,
Hi.
Will's all right.
Hello to all of you out there as well.
Hello,
Big hello. There's lots of you watching. There may be some of you watching at another link. Come over here if you are. YouTube is very strange sometimes.
Come to where the party's at.
This is the
one.
party. If you can see us moving, you can see our faces. It's this one. Adam, hello. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me, Will.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have some water.
It's always a pleasure to come and hang out with you.
Frontier 101,
lovely
stall the
viewers.
stream for as long as you can.
It's probably the April update.
April update.
Yeah. So it was quite a while ago. It feels like quite a while ago, wasn't it?
It was a while ago.
Yeah, I just go back.
Still
into
waiting
a
for
cupboard,
content, guys.
and
Come
then
on.
It's a live
Turn
stream.
off.
You get yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
So I did introduce who you are, but as an executive,
Somebody's
producer,
phone needs to be muted.
What are you responsible?
Yeah, I'm on that right now.
No, nothing really. No. It's always it's kind of a tricky job to describe because I liken it, and I've probably spoken to a lot of people about what does a producer do. You kind of steer the ship. You don't make the ship or anything. You kind of steer and in line with Lawrence.
I
and
bet he
David,
steers the ship with a console
steer
controller.
where we're going with the project, and also on a kind of day-to-day basis, make sure the team have got what they need to do their job, to do their work.
Tokusun chat says go to Fort events.
Where we sit in
They
the
what?
roadmap and the deliveries of the project.
Go
as
to
a whole.
Fort events, because Adam Woods is a
And
huge
I
Fort fan.
take it upon myself to try and make sure people are laughing as well. I always
Yeah,
like to,
I mean,
like to try and make sure everyone's having a giggle.
Yeah, you're quite good.
Because we're all here for,
Well, video games are fun.
as everyone is, video games are fun,
Video
but
games are
jobs
fun.
aren't always that fun. So I always try to make sure that
everyone's
You know what I'd
having a
like to
good
see is them actually do a
And
tour
so,
of
speaking
the
about
Frontier
having a good time,
headquarters.
I think I'm going to try and get that onto a segue about the next update, which is in line with
A tour?
what we
Well, you wanna go
messaged out
see
at the
what
start of the
they're
year.
working
This
on?
year we are focusing
Not
on,
necessarily that, just like what their
sort of the
workspace
new-
and stuff
the new
looks
player
like.
Experience, sort of getting
It's
getting
kinda
to
cool.
grips, with Elite Dangerous and how that all
Can
comes
confirm.
together. So this update is a sort of the culmination of that as well.
Yeah.
What we did back in the April update as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very modern,
Absolutely.
very
We
open office.
added, the Pilots Federation District, the Pilots Handbook. We looked at bringing a bit more
cool
information
space,
about
actually.
activities to the navigation panel and connecting a few elements and a few kind of what's the word, sort of ideology of the game together, as it were. To try and help new players understand what's going on. But not only that, I think we also saw that some experienced players also took things out of that with the Super Cruise Assist module and the extension to the docking module as well.
Super Cruise Assist module was the best part of the
focus,
April
like you say,
update.
Will, was to try and
Have not
ease
used that
people
yet.
A little bit
it's great.
gentler
It's great.
to the incredible world that is Elite Dangerous. But I think there
Have
was a few
used
little
the
things
docking
for-
computer, the advanced docking
for
computer.
everyone in that update.
Filming
And
purposes,
as you say,
yeah.
we're continuing on with the September update.
True.
With a pretty big experience, shall we say,
Yeah,
that you sort of jump into when you first start the game.
So we've got the new starter experience, which you're going to see the entire flow of it tonight.
Yep, I'm going to play through it for you, see if I can
Yay.
complete it. I think after 6 years, I probably can.
Yeah, I mean we don't
Touch wood.
we don't do rehearsals or anything here, so
No,
you've definitely
no,
not
no,
seen
no,
it
no.
or played it ever before. So we've got the experience, but we also have some other things that we can touch on.
How much
Yes,
you want to bet
yeah,
they're
yeah,
going
so we'll be
to
looking
play with a
at,
controller instead of a HOTAS?
The refresh that we've had.
I can see a controller next to Adam Woods, so that's,
Yep,
that.
yep, there you
Obviously
go.
Adding that to the main menu, so everyone can get
On the
access
couch
outside of
just to
port.
his
It's a
left.
big thing.
That is a
but
really big thing
mean,
for everyone. Yeah,
we have already sort of kind of announced these details. You can find them out there, but we just wanted to bring it all together before the update launches, which we can talk
and we'll be
about
looking
right
at the
this moment.
store as well, which is quite interesting. Quite interesting.
Some cool
little place.
stuff.
And talking about ARCs as well.
And ARCs, yeah. So, ultimately, this stream is about the September update. You will probably have lots of questions. What I would say to you is we'll try to answer them when they come up if we can, but if we're unable to, we have lots of lovely mods and Paige who are scanning the chat for questions and taking them down. So if we're not able to answer them tonight, we'll certainly be able to try and answer them on the forums.
We
and
get
other
any
places
new
wherever you-
engineers that are actually useful instead of a
so
clone
shall
of
we-
Palin that
shall we
no
take
one
a
will
look at
use?
the-
Shall we?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Before
right.
that, though, for those that don't know, when is this update launching?
Wednesday
It's
next week.
Coming once I've turned the controller on.
18th.
Technical hitch. There we are. September 18th.
September 18th. That's
Yeah.
next week.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's less than a week.
Yeah, not long now.
Okay,
Long now.
so
Busy times.
you are.
So I'm a new player.
You're a
I've
new
just
player.
bought this Elite Dangerous and I'm going to hit the start button. And now
Here
what
we go.
happens is we go straight into our Sidewinder. And I'll
Wish
try
my
to
loading
stop
times
talking
were
at
that
certain points
fast.
so that you can hear Mr. Theo Arcosta.
Yeah, but you run
It
on a
sounds like
potato,
for
Gray.
those who are familiar with
Not a
it, it sounds like
potato,
Dragon
come on.
From
All
Dragon's
right,
Den.
sweet potato.
Yeah,
Probably
for the UK
The
viewers.
UK viewers out there.
Theo Acosta is not associated with the Dragon's Den in whatsoever. But yeah, so what you're hearing now is Theo Acosta. He is one of the Pilot Federation trainers, as it were, that come along to try and help you learn the ropes of the very.
I like
the very
that they're like, oh, I
fundamental
sound like an Imperial because I have an English
in
accent, right?
Universal Elite Dangerous. He's talking at the
That
moment about
scene right
what we're
here
gonna kind
gives
of
me
cover,
so many
and that
flashbacks to
includes the
Shabuka's
basic
video right
controls
now.
of flight, including a little assault course.
That was so good.
It includes some of
That
the
was a good
scanning.
video,
Ooh,
actually.
we've also got the UI. So much
One of
to
his
talk
best,
about.
I might say.
I'll try and not talk over myself and Theo. We will look at some scanning. We'll look at some light combat. We'll look at Super Cruise Assist, hyperspace tunnel, jump, and ultimately docking back at a port as well. So it's kind of the fundamentals of what players sort of need to know about.
What's that quote from Monty
before they-
Python and the
before they
Holy
join
Grail?
world with
Get
it.
on with
So there are
it!
some things on screen right now. Can you talk us through those?
So what you just saw is a little bit of flashing UI, which we use in different areas throughout this experience.
Watch
to try
them
and
put the
draw people's
undocking
eyes
computer on.
to certain elements that we want to teach them.
Well,
we've
it
also
is for
got a
new
new
players.
area where we
That's
can
true.
It
do
is
Docking
on.
and undocking.
some
It
text there.
says
You've got select
auto launch.
auto
That's
launch
exactly what they're
to
going to do.
Yeah.
Continue kind of drive home to new players what we want them to do to progress onto the next stage. That's also then.
I think some people forget that they
reaffirmed
put thousands of
exactly.
hours into Elite, or at least hundreds.
Bubbled up.
New players find this like a
Bubbled up.
brick wall in
I was
front of
wondering
them.
who's going to
Like, how do I dock? How do I
almost said, like,
undock?
Dodgy thing.
Ironically.
Yeah. Why am I getting blown
to
up
the
by the
info panel as
station?
well. So we've
What's going
reused
on?
the
made it
objective
through the hole.
UI that we added all the way back in chapter 4 now. for the megaship scenarios and the conflict zones. And we can now use that to say, well, look, this is what we want you to do. So if you ever get stuck, just have a quick look and you know what step to take before moving on. So without further ado,
Select
let's auto launch.
As soon as he figures out how his controller isn't working.
For some reason.
Good job.
If you
Wow,
go like
just
this.
grade 5 Frontier stream right here, guys.
Oh.
Fantastic.
This reminds me of a time.
Do you remember that time when?
I remember that time.
It's when you over-engineer your controllers and they get negative
Practically
effects.
disappear from the shot.
He got a bad
We're
ribbon
gonna
roll.
play musical chairs right now.
Are we gonna swap over to the wired pad?
Minus 100%
Yeah.
damage.
Technical hitch with wireless pads. Tried to get around it. And
Bring
then,
the spare controller.
Right. Do you want to get cozy over here with me?
You know,
We'll swap places,
You'd think
like so.
that they would be like, hey, is everything working before we start?
Let's. I'll tell you what we'll do.
Here we
What we'll do. We'll swap sides like nothing ever changed. We'll
You go through all of
back
this
into it again.
every time.
every time.
See,
Nice
they do
little
rehearse it.
rehearsal.
There we go.
Because we do
Start that one
rehearsals.
again.
And here we go. So, but could you maybe go through all the details once again? So what we're seeing here, all the information that prompts up on screen for us.
Oh yeah, I was about to. I thought you actually. wanted me to do it, yeah.
No, just let's go straight away.
One thing that I suppose to point out that during this flow you'll see that sometimes, and I'll try and call it out, in this experience we take some liberties in terms of taking control of the ship and kind of pushing the player around where we want them to be, slowly kind of releasing that out as you go through the flow itself.
They automatically move you up to the upper dock. That's interesting.
Make sure the control's working still. Yeah, so it's kind of we use it to enhance what we're trying to
So we've got things that highlight.
But luckily I have it a
also
second
take
account that I
control
haven't
of the
been
ship.
doing anything with, so I think once the update goes live, I'll probably be doing a
Guys, we're gonna
playthrough
be
of this.
getting to a real back
I still don't have a
scene.
second
yeah, very
account.
quickly, because some reason
I
I'm still
probably won't
Just
get
while
one.
we-
Yeah. Shit's fucked up. We gotta take a break.
Really?
Yeah, their like stuff is all messed up.
Oh boy,
Teach-
that doesn't bode well.
What's that saying that we have on my channel, guys? Hashtag fixed your shit frontier.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
There's really no nice way to put this. I mean, even if they rehearsed.
Well, they have
Then-
3,200 people watching them right now.
Yeah, that shouldn't change anything on, about your game properly working. But hey, mistakes happen.
They do.
It'd be hilarious if they got a lost connection to server like before they even launch. Wouldn't that be just the greatest?
Yeah.
It's like they crammed everything with the last update in this one photo. Hey look, a mamba! Hey
You see-
look, crates! Hey look, lightning in space! Hey look, exploding asteroids! Hey look, asteroid fields with fog! Yay! They're back!
I've gone very red because that was my fault. Plugged in 2 pads and I picked up the other one.
He just wanted to.
And I looked at the pad and went, that number 2's lit up. That's not going to be the control. And now, look at that, the D-pad works. Woo! So, user error.
See, that would
on
have never
one.
happened if
User
he was
error,
using the
very
Hodges.
important.
Right?
Turn it off and on. Pull
Yeah.
out the USBs. And the
Oh dear. Okay.
Right, we're back on track.
That's why you
Back
should
on
never
track.
play
This is
Elite
our
Dangerous
first
with a
time
controller
playing
other than a
the Star
HOTAS,
experience,
or at
so
least
we're
mouse
trying
and
to
keyboard.
Fiddle around with our control
I have no idea what I said
can't use
before we
mouse and
took a break because
keyboard.
I was worrying and sweating so much. I could have given out my passwords, my credit card.
Get
I wouldn't
on
have
with
known because
it.
I was just like I was on autopilot.
Get on
Anyway,
with
We'll
it.
see it at the
Thank
end.
you.
We are here.
Right.
So the last thing I was talking about was the text in the middle that was saying about select auto launch, and I couldn't because the D-pad wasn't working, but it is now. So
People are waiting for us to leave.
yeah, let's leave.
So that's
Their
Leaving
chat
the
is
station.
probably raging right now.
It is. It's nice to tick off. You've got
No,
to do
a
list.
lot of people
Tick it
are.
off. Theo's obviously talking
A
to
lot
us
of people
again.
forget
We've got
that
a
the game
mixture
isn't
of
just for
different
them. It's
colour lines that he can give you
kinda
as you're
makes
kind
me a
of
bit sad,
progressing
really.
along with obviously
They're being
absolute
quite.
detail
Some
about
people have
what
been
you
quite
can do.
rude.
It's also worth noting that this
That makes me
is
sad.
localized VO as well, so whatever
All of
language
our
you
supported
Bit of banter's
yeah,
okay,
in
but
all
some people have been
supported
quite
languages,
rude.
Yeah.
you will have your own version of Theo Acosta, which is very nice. Yeah, so of course we're using the improved docking module that we added in in April.
Which shifts,
That's a cool
I believe,
shot. That is a really cool shot coming
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that looks great.
And here we are, leaving
That is
Mawson
hot.
Duck in Dromi system.
Yummy.
So the first thing we're going to be asked to do by Theo is to prove that we can, or he's going to teach us the fundamentals of flight and moving this.
So unrealistic. Didn't boost out of the slot.
So
Right.
there might be times where we're not talking much because we want you to hear him.
Yes,
We
trying
can't
to.
hear him. So we might be talking over
Yes,
him.
yeah. So apologies for that.
I mean,
But you'll be able to play it yourself in a little
in a
while.
week.
And I won't be bleating over the top of it. You won't have me droning on.
It's worth interesting that a lot of people here who are watching right now are probably
Watch them get hit by something on the way out.
established
Quite
who
possibly,
play
yeah,
the game.
Dong! Let it run over you,
Yeah, so we're
beluga.
adding it to the training simulation section on the internal panel.
Interesting. So you get the
which is,
control
something we
prompts
added in
now
the April
outside the
update,
station for the
which
first
gives
time, not
access
on
Instead
the
of
landing
being
pad.
like a
simulations
launch
and the challenge
checklist.
scenarios and things
Yeah.
from anywhere, so you can just jump
I
into
like
it,
that. That's good.
and try your hand
I
at this
liked
as
it
well if
being
you
the
wanna have a
launch
go.
checklist, but at
Right,
least
so
out here you
Theo's
can
told us what we
instantly
need to do.
see
What
what
you're
it
doing.
actually
Had
does,
our
you know, when you fly the
objective
ship.
panel updated.
Of course, this is going to be different because he's
and
using a
it's also
controller
telling us the
versus a
bindings that they need
joystick
to use
or mouse
Yeah.
and keyboard.
perform those actions. So let's stick to.
They have a similar tutorial where
then
your
we've got
ship's
right
powered
stick,
down,
right-
you're in an
right
ice ring,
to roll.
if you remember.
And then we've got your
It's a voiced
pitch,
one too,
pitch,
and that
roll, and yaw,
gets you
because they're
to
probably the most
learn the
fundamental in terms
controls.
of maneuvering
It's
around
been a while
any
since I've
obstacle
gone through
in
the
a-
beginning stuff.
Then of course we move on to the throttle. Now before I do this, I want to point out the throttle gauge. There's
Throttle
a little
gauge?
update in this September
Ooh,
update.
what?
So
Oh, it's showing a direction.
Oh, there's
It's
arrows!
a little bit different.
Oh,
Yes,
I like
Something
that.
for
That's
some
nice.
reason.
I like that.
Yeah, so we've now
Nice.
changed from
Because the number of times
blocks,
it's
we've
been
changed
full,
to these shaped
and I'm in my
backwards,
type
very
9,
subtle,
and I don't know I'm going in reverse. Why aren't I moving?
The reason for
Yeah,
that is
because you use
when we were
modifier
developing this
where
flow,
you know you forward on your
we
throttle is
utilised
actually
player UX
forward
sessions.
and backward
For those
depending on
people
the
that
on the
don't know,
modifier
player
key that you
UX
press.
is a-
Apparently, there's
is
too
a
much
way
back
to
chatter
get a person that has of varying
from us talking over
abilities
them.
from
Yeah.
whatever you're trying to test and get feedback from. You
I
sit and
don't
watch
think
them in
we're
a kind of
missing anything
controlled
important right now.
environment,
No.
take some feedback,
No,
and
you're
then
not.
iterate and change the thing
Hello.
you're
Hey, yo,
playing,
YMX.
if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
in this situation, we're watching people play, one of the early flows, seeing where they get stuck, seeing where pitfalls are,
So
and
did
then
they
changing
get
it.
the controller working for
The throttle is a very
They had it on
interesting
the,
one,
the
with
incorrect controller is what it
points
was.
of reference, or the sometimes lack of point of references. People didn't
just-
actually know if they were going forward or
Chat just
backwards.
says
They're kind of going backwards and not realizing it. So
This is why
that
PC
was one of the
Master
reasons
Race
why we looked
pure and
at
simple.
giving more information to people about.
Oh, they're playing PC,
their
aren't they? Just with the
situation.
controller.
So there is
Yeah.
a question that I just saw. It's shot up there. But what happens if you go backwards? Is it just
Well, it does the same thing
Ooh,
but in
okay.
reverse.
That's nice.
So the pulse
I
simulation
actually
tells
like
you
that.
going backwards, the
that's
chevrons look
good.
in that direction as well. And then if I throttle back, it doesn't the direction of the pulse doesn't stop straight away because of course it's
I'm
linked to your
going
velocity.
right
So
here.
it shows you,
You know,
even when you throttle back, that
watch
it's
the thing
still
on the speed.
going backwards and
All right.
forwards.
Till later.
So
Later, Yamix.
I need to put all of that together now and look at
Yeah.
all the targets that are appearing in front of us. So we've got this environment. It's based on installations that you can find across the galaxy. It's a very good way to give grounding for players to maneuver through this obstacle course. It was a bit abstract. We tried it first with just kind of nothing and just going through rings.
Yeah.
But that didn't feel that we felt like there was a little bit of grounding needed to get through this. So let's make our way over.
Give them things to run into and possibly die during the
So
training.
it's also
Fantastic.
worth mentioning that you may have seen some key bindings that flash up as Adam is playing through this.
Yeah.
They are based on your control scheme. So
If they can
you're
do
playing with an
something like
Xbox
this,
controller,
on default.
They need to make
context.
racetracks.
So they are
Oh,
reflective
yes,
of that.
please.
So if you're playing with a
Oh my god,
will also
that would be
reflective.
amazing.
Maybe they'll just make this a racetrack. It's like, can you
So
take
we
the
used
stock
also things
Sidewinder
like-
and
so
run
you
through
can
the
see
training
the
course?
first gate I'm supposed to go through is green, so that's telling me this is the one I'm supposed to go to. We also use the target indicator, so if players get a little bit lost, they can just kind of stop, take a second, see where that target is, and then navigate towards it. Yeah.
If you're
We've
targeting
also
it,
got certain
though,
lines that just encourage the player. Hey, don't forget this is your objective. Keep sort of moving on. I'm going to concentrate a little bit here because if I hit a ring, it's going to be pretty embarrassing.
And Theo is sort of advising you as you fly through this
Yeah,
area.
and there's elements that we try to teach players as we're going through this course. In terms of, he'll tell me in a minute that rolling and pitching is the quickest way to manoeuvre around corners rather than trying to yaw, which would be surprised how many times I've seen people.
Oh, that's cool. It's aligned to the angle that you want to be.
Around the corner and going.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
No,
Getting the other part of it.
It's not. It's not. So you can see they all change. They change colour as I pass through them. The objective panel has updated to tell me how many gates I'm
A timer on that would be
through and
good.
how many I've got
You
left
instantly
to
could
do,
make a race out of it.
21.
Yeah, some people want
And
races.
the course starts off quite open, or the turns aren't. He says almost.
I mean, they could do so much with this. I mean, the
Not too
technology is
hard,
there.
he
It's not
says.
that difficult. They could do a proper
And
racing
we
league, a
slowly
racing
start
rank,
tightening
you
up
know?
and make
Yeah.
players go
In
through
addition to your
tunnels
combat
and
rank,
to
that
try and
could be so
teach them
cool.
that you don't always go really fast. You actually have to modulate your speed.
And proper racing
to
ships in the
suit
game as well that
Oh,
are
look at the
specifically
flashing on the
suited for
throttle.
it.
Just at the bottom, you can see
That was good, yeah.
the flashing blue.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
So that was another element that we used to draw attention.
Okay, but
to
you're only
what
gonna
we
see
want.
that during the
We're trying to
tutorial.
teach the player that
It'd be nice if you could set up warnings for that, though. Like, hey, heat level,
While
have
you
it
do this,
flash,
can
you know?
Can I ask
Yeah.
you a question?
Of course you can.
Why is this important? Why is it important looking at the starter experience and bringing that, sort of revising what we currently have and introducing something like this?
I think I mean,
This must be
ultimately
looking
it's
so cool in
because
VR.
We want more
Yeah.
players to
Yeah.
enjoy the world that we.
It'd be worth just
and
doing
the
these in
current
VR just for
players
the
have
experience of it.
created together.
Yeah.
right? We've obviously created a place for everyone to live, and then you guys have really got involved with that. So we want more players to jump in. I think it's no bad thing to have even more players come in, and we do understand that the complexity and the richness and the depth of flying this spaceship in
nice
the Milky
turn
Way
there.
can be quite daunting.
Absolutely.
So we've tried to kind of toe the line to not handhold too much, because
There's going to be speed runs of this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
quality that Elite has that I don't think many other games have at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are some basic fundamentals that everyone could do with knowing, and then they get to the good juicy bits. Flying around
Yeah,
the
with an
galaxy,
E-rated power
docking
distributor
at
and engines
ports,
on a
dropping out
Sidewinder.
at mega ships, all these.
I didn't say
these
they'd be very fast.
I think it's in good steading for then moving on to reading the pilot handbook, or for joining one of the many beautiful player groups that we have,
yeah.
or squadrons and things. And of course, we boost as well. So we also looked to
Oh, no,
lock out
you can't do
controls,
speedruns. They lock out the
reactivate them
controls.
at certain points, so that players can't just boost into things.
No.
Well, the question is, can you get force shell cannons in the starter systems?
There we go. That's the not the experience. There we go. That's it. Thanks very much,
everybody.
everybody.
Thanks.
That's the obstacle course done. We're now teaching the player about targeting.
I
and
like that
scanning.
highlight. That
Scanning
is sexy.
That is
very
nice.
important across the board for a whole different host of reasons. And we're introducing gently the scanner, which is a very, very powerful piece of kit. So you saw there we had another big highlight saying, look, here's something new. The target is in front of your ship on the scanner, and it's in front of you in the real world. And then we target things and move on. So objective completed. He says, well done. Now we need to move over towards it to scan it. Well, before I need to.
I love how it has the keyboard prompts instead of the controller prompts.
It has both.
And we've also looked at.
Oh, yeah, you're actually
what's
right.
the word? Kind
See
of
that.
reactional lines. So if I go a little bit too quick here, Thea will say, "Hey, look, we're not becoming one with the beacon. You need to slow down." But if also,
I hope
conversely, if I'm
those
going
are
too slow,
adaptive
he
to
can
if
say,
rebound your
maybe
key.
just speed up a little bit. Yeah.
I imagine they
So
would be.
let's see if I can get him to trigger the line without me crashing.
Cool. Keep it cool.
There we go. So you can see he's saying, "Watch your speed here," and we're looking for conditions to play that, not just, let's play it for fun's sake. Don't crash.
These things always appear quicker than
Boop it.
It's that last 10% suddenly whips by, doesn't it? So we're here now. We give the player, what to do when you're actually here. So we'll scan the beacon.
and
Objective complete.
I love that
well,
it's
right?
voice acted.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
the initial
Really good.
muck-up of not the right controller,
user issue. User issue.
can still play the game. Right, so then we come to one of the first big points in the flow. We're going to teach Super Cruise. So we're moving to a different area within the system, which obviously is a massive part of the game
Yeah.
in terms of finding USSs and going around and exploring.
Tell me if I'm
all the
wrong, but that's
content
the first time we've like actively interacted
tells us how
with
to sort
a
of
person
make the
from the
ship safe
Pilots
as well.
Federation, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's the first time we had a character representing them in some way.
A light kind of touch on the combat.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everyone has to get involved in combat.
Possibly.
But I think it's kind of like a precaution. I think you should all know how to fire a gun, and also when we get there, I have to scan the megaship, which of course doesn't necessarily result in combat, but it's teaching that concept to the players early on.
Yeah.
So let's throttle up and go into Super Cruise.
It's always those stories, the odd ones every now and then.
Did we swap waters?
We did. I did.
Not that I wouldn't mind drinking
I've
yours,
got
but-
sleight of hand little trick.
I've got a little cold, so I don't want to give it to you.
But we've all seen those stories where that poor commander's been flying for a year,
Yeah.
trying to get to that destination.
Yeah, without realising you can get into Super Cruise.
So this is part of teaching that.
Yeah, and as I said before, where we kind of supersede some of the aids that we have in the main game just for flow purposes. Now I can't do anything.
So you're not in
the
control
ship
right now.
the ship computer has taken over.
Oh, so they've got it on auto.
The other thing,
Auto fly.
which I'll
It's on-
explain. while
it's
we're
on rails,
actually-
yeah.
He's going to talk to me about the cockpit panels, but you can look at the UI while that's happening. It's fine. Another piece of interesting feedback we had from the UX sessions was the message that you get when it's safe to drop out from Super Cruise to a normal space at your intended target. At the moment, even with the Super Cruise Assist module, which was a great improvement, new players were kind of struggling to get the concept of moving the throttle into the blue zone
Yep.
to initiate it and keep it initiated and keep it active. So what we're adding in September is a toggle where the assist can now control your throttle as well. So it will be on by default in new ships.
Yeah.
And basically what that means is when I set the Super Cruise assist, and we'll show it to you in a little while, it controls the throttle for me and just flies me and drops it out. But it's a toggle, so under the Flight Assistant tab option, you can turn that back to manual so that as you're currently using it, it's still maintained.
But it's
And
either
the other
super
part
lazy
is-
Super Cruise Assist or
If they managed
A
to
little
get
bit more
to Super
skill,
Cruise
Super
without
Cruise
the
assist.
assist, the message "safe to disengage" would come up,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't know what to do. What does that actually
Yeah.
mean? So as part of that message now in the September update, we've added the binding to turn it off. So it will now say press Y to disengage. Players press it, and out they are, and they can explore the content that's there. So just kind of little details like that I think have been very, very useful to see how
is
we
that
can
going to be
and
something
how
that we're going to
we'll
see
quite
all the
for the new
time though?
players.
So
Yeah,
are we
and this is
constantly
not
getting?
controlling right now.
No.
Adam is not controlling. It's been
Yeah, again, it's trying to teach that stellar bodies have an effect on your speed.
Yeah.
So we purposely move the ship, and Theo's saying, look, this is why we're doing it because of stellar bodies. And we're just dropping out of the combat training area now.
So this is all done in a Sidewinder, of course.
Of course, everyone has to start in the side one.
Yeah.
Because it's a damn good ship.
I like it.
And everyone has to earn their wings through here. So we're going to start blowing some stuff up.
This is cool.
Yeah.
This is where it gets explosive.
Yes, a bit of a decommissioned, heavily used megaship. It's been beaten on a couple of times by some rookie pilots. So what we're teaching the player here is how to lock onto things. So kind of reinforcing what we just learnt at the beacon, so we can target it. Deploying hard points again, so we're just reaffirming those steps
Multi-cannon
that
and
you
a pulse
can take.
laser.
And then
Gimbaled.
analysing
Good
using
job.
the data link scanner as well, which is, like I said, quite an interesting and quite a useful mechanic to learn about and use in your game.
So you've scanned it. It's highlighted the targets
go,
there in blue.
yeah. Now we've got some more targets to take on. I hope I can get rid of these pesky power conduits.
Stationary.
It's
non-moving
going to be a
targets.
challenge for me. But I shouldn't because watching people that have never played it before, and particularly because we also looked at people that had no experience in like flight sims, because I think coming at this game just purely from a flight point of view,
Yeah.
if you've had sim experience, that you're kind of a step ahead. But looking at people that have never played it before, it's very, very interesting. It's good stuff. Right, so we're being taught about fire groups here.
And I love these highlights.
It's really nice, isn't it? It's a very pleasing blue.
Yeah.
So we're saying, look, something's changed. I've now got a multi-cannon and a burst laser, and now I've got control back with me, and we're turning the weapon.
Safe mode off. Weapons live.
So let's lock onto one of these bad boys and blow them up.
And they do have them
fairly
set to different
straightforward.
fire
They're not
groups. That's
moving,
good.
so it's based on your own controls.
So we've got to get 5 targets. We're doing 3 or 5 now.
Automatically reload until the ammunition supply runs out. Meanwhile, you're laying
Last one
level
ready.
5 till the capacitor. Quota achieved. Let's dial up the
Keep
challenge a
flames
notch,
and
shall we?
tinder.
Yeah,
Craft as a rapid
but
fire
we step up the challenge. There's no good. You're not always gonna fight static targets, are you?
No,
That's not real world.
This.
So this is real world. So we introduce moving targets and other ships. So this is a sidewinder drone, no shields, no weapons. It's just there to start the player getting used to tracking
Oh, that's cool.
ship in combat. So let's dispatch this one.
So it's worth mentioning if you're just tuning in now and you're wondering what is going on here. This is the new starter experience, which new players will see when they start the game, and for those who are interested in running through it, can access it on their right-hand panel without scrapping their save or anything like that. So this is what the September update is encompassing, as well as some other things that we'll be looking at towards the latter part of the stream. And it's worth mentioning at the end of the year we have the Fleet Carrier update as well. So this is primarily focused on that sort of new starter experience, and then we have it culminating at the end of the year with Fleet Carriers for, we'll talk about that later in the future. So you're currently you've just brought down the...
I've brought down Mr. No Shields, Mr. No Weapons, but now we've got a shielded one. So what we're teaching the player here is the difference between thermal and kinetic or energy weapons and kinetic weapons, and that ideally you strip shields and then go after hull. So you use your burst laser and then move
Until you
into
have
your
modifications, you
cannon, or,
cannot
as I
kill
do,
all the things with DACA.
Whale away with both of them. Yeah. But again, he's not going to turn back and try and attack me. He's got no teeth, as it were. I can just safely
That
take
was
my
quick.
time, take him down. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe this will bore loads of loads of new pirates.
Satisfying taking out something that isn't firing back.
Your final
But
target
Another one's jumped in.
as the little target...
This time though, the challenge goes up one more notch. He's got shields. He also has weapons,
target will not react until it registers shield
which
damage.
I could wait and see if he'll fire back, but I think I might just get rid of it.
Yeah, just bring it down. But this one is a slightly
Although,
more deadly
I'm
target.
slightly disappointed that they're not saying if you're going after bounty
Yeah,
targets,
should be
you
able
want to
to
wait
find
for the
it.
scan to
and
see if they're
we
wanted
are
or
quite
not.
generous in terms of the amount
Yeah.
of the
So that's
low amount of damage.
hopefully
that
they'll
this,
hopefully they'll cover
ship can
that.
do. So we want
Because otherwise, that's
players
going to
know-
lead to a lot of new commanders just going, "Why are the police killing me?"
But and if you do, we have a checkpointing system in the flow as well. So you can
You don't have to start from that.
no, you can restart checkpoint, restart
So
whole
I
training.
remember when I first started, combat I was terrible at, still am. But docking and undocking, they were the biggest things that I practiced. The tutorials are actually quite useful for that.
Yeah, for docking and super cruise and stuff, yeah, but combat, not
But I
so
was-
much, because it's like, hey, you want to do combat training? Here's stuff that you're never going to be able to kill. Ah!
So you
Yeah. It was baptism by fire, like
Pretty much,
I was
literally.
on fire.
I gradually introduced more control over the ship. So from now on, I'm always in control. So this next journey,
Chat says, I'm
High speed
glad
journey
Adam is learning how to play.
and the super is starting out as me as well.
So here's your first ever hyperspace jump. You're
Yes.
playing Elite Dangerous for the first time.
Going to the Matet system, we teach the understanding of mass lock as well. Large objects slow you down, you can't jump that way, so we have to move away. So the idea here is we just throttle up. Theo reminds us that we can boost as well, which we're boosted.
And you can't see now because we're covered by our faces. It's covered by our faces, but there is a little flashing on the mass lock area.
Yes, yeah. So it's the same.
3,300 people watching them right now.
Draw the attention.
Did they
of the players
mention
to-
pit
to
management
trying
at all?
to
Nope.
tie
No,
up.
not yet.
Theo's talking about a concept, and that concept is displayed in your cockpit somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, we have to put our hard points away, of course, because we can't jump in this current configuration.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do if you took so long for the tutorial that your fuel isn't sufficient for that first jump?
All the fuel rats, or just restart the checkpoint.
So we've had undocking.
Fuel rats can't help you in
Yep.
this
We've had
mission.
moving
'Cause it's a single instance, isn't
the
it?
ship.
I think so.
Bit of
Tying all
combat.
that together.
But
combat.
There is a restart
Scanning,
checkpoint. I imagine that
targeting,
would reset all of your ship
objects,
values.
scanning them
Yeah.
for more
Yeah,
information.
maybe.
Excuse me.
Probably.
Attacking static objects, attacking mobile objects,
Yeah.
attacking objects that will then also attack you back if you want to, and finally the big super cruise jump. Jump.
Hyperspace jump.
I lose my job for saying that. Hyperspace jump. Please don't, David.
So it's just so you know, I'm going to test you on all of this at the end. So the whole flow, as is customary.
Yeah, sure.
This is the way we do things here. Right.
So we're in Matet. We are in Matet. And as I said before, we've got this new area where we can display hints and tips to the player, that text that's just appeared at the top, which really comes into its own when we're trying to direct the player to either the internal or the external panel.
Yeah.
Because of course, once you're there, you can't see the objective panel anymore. Yes. So we're currently trying to get them to engage Super Cruise Assist. You do that through the navigation panel. Mm-hmm. It's telling me there what I need to do to access the external panel, and when I do it, it stays there, so it can help you just go through the steps. So here we're highlighting the navigation tab, so if I was to move away from it, it's saying, look, go back, and the text changes
That's
as well.
good.
Go back to the navigation tab. When I do that, it's then obviously, I say obviously, it might not be obvious. Adam, stop it.
Well, it's the blue one.
It's highlighting the main body, the list of navigation points, and the blue one, which people will know is a subtle nod to that blue means there's a mission, which carries on into the main game.
Yeah.
Skyhalo Station. So let's add that. Super Cruise Assist.
Even highlighting.
And away we
what's
go.
pressed.
Yeah. And then we can press B to back. So as I was saying before, with the Super Cruise Assist module now being able to control your throttle, if you choose to let it do it, you can still turn it off.
It's an assist module, ultimately.
We teach the basics of the compass there. And of course, some of the text that you're seeing here is part of the module thing. So align with target destination, something that the players will see in the, I don't want to say the main game, but like the open game, like the normal world. Once you're past this flow.
Yeah.
So they'll follow that, follow the target indicator, indicate, and then, I don't know if you just saw that, but the throttle changed and is now based on me setting it to the.
Could you put the controller down just to show?
Yeah, because I can fly it at this point, so it hasn't got forward.
You can still.
But
it's controlling the throttle.
It's controlling the throttle, yeah, absolutely. And while we're taking this journey, Theo just talks a little bit about some more things. So he kind of explains a little bit about what the external panel does and can do, and he also talks about the internal panel as well.
Mentions the codex there.
Exactly, yeah. So trying to tie back
well.
into what we had in the April update and all the useful information there. And in a little while he talks about the FSD wakes as well.
I can attest Super Cruise Assist is very good for taking a drink.
Going on in this Super Cruise.
There's a lot in the panel as well.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of
opportunity
information
to
that's going
see
on, and a lot of information to take in this area.
Yeah, like I said,
this is
the new assist modules are quite good for filming.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe getting Stephen on board with it.
Also meaning that you can now fly to Hutton Orbital without sitting at the PC.
See,
Yeah, because it'll auto disengage you, but it's going to take forever if you set it to blue throttle.
Yeah, it's gonna take a bit, but you don't have to be there.
Yep.
He's the combat pilot.
The mug just got cheaper.
The trader.
Yeah, so here we talk about the FSD wakes.
Yes.
Which is important to know, what is going on around you? What are all these things that are actually happening? They're players, and if you so wish, maybe you can start predicting them. And then ultimately we come into the closing stages of this flow, where we drop out at Coelho Station, which I finally learned how to pronounce thanks to Theo. And we're going to talk them through the auto dock. So moving towards the port, making sure you request docking, and then of course because we've got the docking,
the noob module installed.
We use that to show the player auto docking.
Here we go. It's engaged and
Coelho Station. Also notice, I don't know if anyone's picked up on it, but he's referred to us as pilot the whole way through so far. Interesting.
Didn't catch that.
That'll make more sense very soon.
Pilot what?
Yeah. I'm not just. Yeah. He said the quite a bit as well. No, that's the joke. That's a bad joke. Right, so what am I supposed to do here? I am navigating towards the starport, so we want to bring the player just a little bit closer to it. We're obviously within the request docking, the 7.5 kilometre distance that you need to be from any port to successfully request docking.
Yeah.
Ask to dock.
So I'm going to talk you through that entire process. So
Yeah.
you're getting used to.
Yeah.
Because we've all done it.
We've all done it.
You end
We've
up-
all done a speed dock. Have you done a speed dock?
I've done it many a time and been blown up for it.
Okay, because you forgot to request docking.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's usually when I do a speed dock. Otherwise, I'm just shuddering along very.
Right, so we're just bringing ourselves to the front of this port. Objectives complete, so let's throw back.
Position here.
Theo tells us as well,
Oh, and try not to
don't
block
block
the
it,
access corridor.
don't get in the way, make sure you're out of the way.
And the
We'll be using
access
the docking
corridor there.
computer
Yeah.
for this
And then he
one.
says here that we're going to be using the docking computer, but we also don't want to make sure, we don't want players to think that's the only way, so we do mention that manual docking is a thing,
Yeah.
but to perhaps use the simulations to try first. 'Cause
Sure.
It can be quite overwhelming, even though it's quite vastly different to the very first Elite,
Yes.
which I still docked.
You did manage to.
Thank you
This
very
is
much.
not a nice reprise.
This is, yeah. So what we're going back to the external interface panel. Here we are. We've got contacts listed up there. Then we say request docking permission.
Yeah.
Then we can go back, exit the panel B, and away we go. And of course the
Aros the
very
Pato
famous piece of music
apparently is
starts
the
to play,
name.
the Blue Danube.
what?
We've been assigned landing pad 3. We
pilot.
again just reaffirm that look, the compass is something that's pointing you to
Which
things.
is weird.
Useful things. In this case, of course, it's the landing pad
Well,
itself.
that'll be his commander
Well,
name.
make a
wouldn't
nice
it?
Flashed up quite a
control.
bit here. It's
Maybe?
focusing through
Yeah.
these different UI.
But that would mean
And part of the UX.
Elite
we have,
trying to
the
pronounce
ability
every
to
commander
track
name
people
out
where they're
there,
looking.
Yeah.
which
So
I
we
don't think
can
is going to
watch
happen.
The feed with
Might
where
be
our
limited
eyes
to
are
this
roughly looking.
tutorial.
It's pretty
Maybe.
It's weird, but good. It was quite fun watching the way this
Oh,
is kind of
please
built
have a
up in
beluga come out
layers
now.
and the way we iterate that.
No, that station is
Seeing
empty.
how
There's nothing in
sometimes
there.
as well.
Yeah,
Just
Dead
complete
you're right.
disregard for information in front of them.
Type 10,
Yeah.
type 10, type
Cheaters.
10.
I mean, I did.
Just do not read it. I built a barbecue recently, didn't read the instructions.
Which
Because you
Their
don't,
own video
then
is
I
going
had
to
to
get copyright
get it wrong.
stricken because of the
So,
2001 Space
I
Odyssey
UX'd
music.
myself.
yeah.
So here we go. So we're through the slot.
Let's review what
Well, I don't
Um,
think they have
We
advertisement
talk
on
about
this
the landing
anyhow,
gear
so
coming
they
down. but
don't
the
have any
docking
revenue.
obviously does that for us. And we also explain in a little while about the change to the scanner, because of course when you're coming up to,
I miss having the docking music on.
it changes quite.
Yeah.
quite
I just can't
dramatically
use it
from
because I
this,
stream and record
circular
videos.
scanner to a representation of the pad to help you land belly down, which I really like the way
Belly
we
down.
described that. Yeah. Here we go. Set belly down. I like that. I like that ships have got a belly. You know, think about
It's just a nice manoeuvre, the belly down.
yeah, the belly
manoeuvre.
down maneuver, and there we go.
Ah,
Let's see how Theo refers to us in a second.
he likes it.
Look at that. So we get called Commander for the very first time. I've learned. I've
Oh,
completely
I see.
Stabilizers
That was the deal.
off my ship. I've been called Commander. I'm no longer a
So it gives you a
pilot.
very small taster of all of the
I'm now a
combat
commander.
and
Yeah.
docking.
So this now
all that
Super
stuff.
kind of
Cruise.
picks up where
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had
A
the
little bit of
April
flight.
So they're not alien
update.
concepts.
So when I hit,
And
I
that
did
basically makes you
I mean, I didn't do this during the training.
achieve
did I?
your
Or
commander's
the-
license.
the
That's why
run
he
through.
called you
I
a
did that
pilot
exactly
before. The
same
name
thing.
actually isn't important,
if I
apparently.
press
But
the
now
button,
you're
Nothing
commander.
happens.
That's nice. I
No,
kind of like
because
that touch.
We want the
Yeah.
player to complete this. We don't want them going back
A
out.
bit of
Oh,
lore
no,
in there.
what am I
So-
doing now?
I'm
Still
gonna
too
stay
thin
on
in my
script.
opinion,
I'm gonna
though.
hit enter hangar.
Well, yeah.
And
But
They have
it's
to build
time
on that.
to close your own trail. But it's not
What Turgeon always went
where
on about, you know,
Theo-
you are
an
an elite set of pilots out there,
I was saying,
elite
This now kind of
commanders.
picks up where we had the
of the
April
Pilots
update.
Federation.
So players that have
They're
seen
like
it already will now
superheroes.
know, will be quite used to the screens we're going to go through. We go through, we pick our ship.
Yeah.
We can
So
name
this
it
is
if we
all-
want to.
Yeah, this is all.
and then
All
we
of this was
confirm.
introduced in
Yeah.
the April update. It's worth-
And
it's
now
worth
we go straight
Lost
back
connection
into
to
the game
server.
again.
Hashtag fix your
And
shit
Theo,
frontier.
Introduces the welcome mission that was in the April update. We've tweaked it slightly, but it's
And they
still
start
very
you
much
at
a,
Kohello Station now.
We give you the mission, and the idea is to go back to
Yeah, that's one of the
Norse
newbie
docking
stations,
Dromi,
isn't it?
Yeah.
hand it in, and you get 10 or 20,000 credits. or
But
something
he did have
But it's
options for choosing
a
different
little
start
gentle
points.
kind of easing off the cliff. So
Yeah.
there's always going to be a bit of a drop where we don't do all the elements that you've just experienced through that flow in the main game.
Yep.
But this is to try and ease players a little bit more into that area of the Pilots Federation district. So, like he's saying, you know, he's trying to remind you without quite so many hand-holdy tips.
Yeah.
How to do things. You can, of course, go and look at all the text that's just come through, so you can use that. And it was really encouraging because I saw quite a few people do that. They kind of went,
I'll have a look.
oh, okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing. So I'm not going to play this bit, but
No.
the idea here is I'm now in the world of Elite. I would go back to Mawson Dock if I wanted to, or if not, I can just carry on.
Yeah, you're left to your own devices now.
So yeah, there
off
it
and
is,
start
out to
your
the
journey.
black, so I can go back to Mawson Dock, receive my 10,000 credits if I want to, and
And then
Blaze
immediately
my
go to
trail.
void mine or void opal mining.
Awesome, thank you, Adam.
And then after
And
void
be up
opals,
to the Anaconda within a day.
running us through
Yeah.
that. But we've also got something out there.
How quick is the rank grind with imps and feds these days?
The livery.
it's not too bad. Oh, here we go.
So this
Arcs.
does exist.
Here
This
we
does exist
go. This is what I
already,
wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to show it right now.
He's
because
got
there's some
10,000
new
arcs
you
right now.
mentioned it earlier.
And
I don't know if
100
people,
million credits
picked up on it
as a
about
noob.
being able to,
Yeah, I
yes,
see.
so
Because
I
this
might
is one of the
skip
questions
through
on
that
it.
one
We
too
didn't
quickly,
know how many
but
arcs
I
you'd get
quit to the main
per
menu.
dollar,
Yeah.
pound,
Here we have
whatever,
game extra
and how
option.
much stuff
Total
is.
rewards
You
from
have
previous
access now
session,
to delivery,
12.
so
He
this
got
is
3
12.
for
as I said
exploration
before.
and like 9 for something
We
else.
announced this at LaveCon. Currently,
Interesting.
players have to go and dock at a port to change their paint job. But we're now opening that up to the main menu, so you can access livery. And we've also updated livery just ever so
Show
slightly,
us.
giving it a little freshen up.
Yeah.
Largely in line with some of the other UI changes that we've made, kind of starting probably in Chapter 4. And then we continued into the April update. So there's a slightly different ship selection screen. As I pointed out at LaveCon, this isn't the ability to outfit your ship. You can't do that. You can't change ship. It's only whatever ship you're in with any SRVs or fighters that you've got in there.
Yeah.
But let's have a quick look. So let's choose a Sidewinder. So you can see here, people will probably be used to the idea that we've
Okay,
got these
so they've
icons
changed it a
that
bit.
denote the different categories. You can
Instead
see
of just
that.
having a
And then
giant
the
list
slots
with
have just
everything
had
and a
have had
giant drop down,
slight
like how
change
outfitting
to-
used to be.
to how they look.
Yeah.
They've got sub-tabs
and
now.
then
That's
from
good.
here, you know, I own lots of lovely paint jobs for my Sidewinder, and you can apply it. We've also moved the ability to rename your ship and give it an ID just sort of slightly out, because it's in the area of livery, but it's not really a customization option within that slot. So we
Yeah.
kind of moved it out. You
its
can open it
own
up
area.
here. And
Oh,
then
okay.
you can
Naming your
it
ship
as
is on the
well.
bottom right now.
Yeah, and the SRV is the same, and any fighters that I've got.
So we're going to also talk about this thing here called arcs as well.
Yes, yeah. So arcs, for those of you who don't know, obviously you're seeing lots of arcs flying around the screen there,
Yeah.
and me paying no attention to it whatsoever. So coming in September update, arcs will be the new currency that you buy to then purchase your cosmetic items.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 players and Xbox players are used to it already. They're in the form of Frontier points.
Yes.
PC players use real-world transactions for it, or real-world money for it, sorry,
Yeah.
should I say. Sorry, I've gone blank. It's because I'm also trying to do a little pre-setup and trying to be smooth about it, but I just called it out instead. Yeah, so Arcs now replaces that.
Yeah.
Frontier points that you have on your account will be exchanged
Yes, that's
for Arcs when we go live, so you won't be missing out or losing out or anything like that. And it basically just brings all the platforms in together.
Yeah.
You're buying Arcs packs. There'll be a variety
Yeah.
of different packs out, and then you spend those Arcs on cosmetic items only.
Yeah.
And the cosmetic items that you're already used to: paint jobs, ship kits, Covas, weapon detailing. All those sorts of things.
We should
Also
check with
reference
scrutiny
to
if
the
they
arcs.
increase
You're
the
gonna do it.
I was
prices
going to do it.
along with this
He's
anyway.
worrying that I've gone off
We'll
script.
definitely have to do
I'm-
an arcs
I'm
versus,
full faith in that.
cost.
Yeah,
for-
conversion rate.
But you know, I need
See how much cash one arcs
So yes,
is
you
worth.
purchase arcs, but you also with the September update.
And if
September
paint
update
jobs and
can
ship kits and
earn
stuff
arcs
got
as
more
well.
expensive
So we're
now.
giving you the ability to earn
400 per week.
up to 400 arcs per week. So
Yeah.
that will be the cap. And we're not forcing a way to play to earn these arcs. This is just, it's in the background while you're playing your normal game, exploring or trading or fighting, whatever you're doing, you'll be accruing these arcs in the background. When you come to the main menu, you'll see it, or you would have seen it. You get a little notification saying, hey, in your last session, you earned these arcs. Brilliant. They get added to your account. you can spend at the time, or you can save them. They don't expire. They don't kind of they're not treated any differently to the purchased ones or anything like that. They all go into the same pot, and you can spend them. So you can actually start getting some of these vanity items for free, just for playing the game, as you people love to do.
But is that 1 week of playtime, or
yeah, 1 week of playtime? We don't know how much time that is.
Yes, because
what you've got on screen here is quite
what you also saw there was this weird button that called Store.
1 week
Now,
of playtime is a lot.
Is a way to preview and view
the 400
cosmetic
is the limit.
items for all ships, regardless if you own them.
Oh,
We don't know.
okay.
Maximum
so
of 400
what we're doing
a week.
here is kind of collating in a bit of a showroom.
But then I guess
style
it's per
thing.
calendar week, not per playtime.
The ability to just look around all the ships. It won't ever be your ship that you're looking at. It's always a vanilla version of it. If you want to look at your ship, then of course you can go through livery. And you can also purchase items just like you can now through livery as well. So this is just an additional kind of way to
It'll be interesting to see which...
as you can see here, we've got
Mark
all
IV.
different ships. It's not to say that all of the categories on the left-hand side are relevant to all the ships. So if I was to pick,
There's no
a ship
shadow
that didn't
underneath
have
that
the thing I
sidewinder.
had selected,
Weird,
the
yeah.
category, it would just say
There kind
no
of
items
is, but
for
it's
this
very
ship found.
faint.
Maybe they're coming in the future, but that's that. But
It's
you
very
can
flat.
see one way. It's really nice to just look through the catalogue of ships, right?
I love this as well.
So let's take the third alarm.
Oh, that one's got a
Let's have a
shadow.
look at ship kits, because
Did they have
nice way to
in-game
preview them
ship kit
is to
preview?
hit the button.
Hell
And now
yeah!
I can
With
do
a
it.
3D
Yeah, that
camera
mode.
movement.
I
Oh,
can
that's
get
a
rid of
nice
that,
change.
and I
Oh,
can,
yes.
control
Finally,
the
you can
camera,
actually look at the
have a
stuff
good
properly.
look.
Wow.
And we've
Yay.
also set up a kind of randomized collection of ship kit.
That's
ways that You
great.
could set it up. So
That's gonna be really
browsing,
nice for
what
like
they
doing
look like.
ship
Okay,
reviews
that's
as well.
Oh, yeah,
and you
for
just
sure.
pan around the
purchase
ship.
the item and then apply it.
The only thing I would say is I wish that
it does
that
also warn you if
ground
you don't
texture
own the ship,
was more
you buy-
detailed and had like
Instead of just concrete blocks.
yeah, to give you the sense of scale, because a third of Lancers is
True.
bigger than 890 jump.
And all of
True.
you own these currently, but
In the game you don't want to play mini.
We're on the master demo.
What?
And a really lovely little thing.
I was going to do a stream this morning, and I was like, I don't want to do 2 streams in a row.
To the crate.
Yes.
Some of them, they're probably in the chat going, what was that toggle light option? Should we do a pink one for Sally?
Let's do a pink one for Sally. She's there watching.
So something like the Crypsis, which has the old two-tone-esque
Nice.
paint job.
Yeah.
We've had the ability to turn off the lights as
Nice.
well, so you can just have a look at previewing
Well, that's cool.
how
You'll be able to get some
of the
nice
missing
lightning
paint jobs
effects with
could
that. By
Yeah, you see the
flicking that
glowy
bit.
parts.
in the future as well, which looks pretty cool.
Very cool.
And that also goes into
Pulse
another
paint
little thing
jobs.
that I always like to have a look at when turning
Yeah.
the lights off. Where
Oh.
is she? There she is.
Flappy wings.
Then we'll go to detailing.
Oh,
Let's
this-
put on. It's got to be pink again.
Oh, that's
doesn't it?
nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I
heck yeah.
can't see anything.
Oh, full thruster
There they are, look
output.
at
That is nice.
Oh, that's something. And of course, we've got some zoom in and out control.
So this is going to be used in a lot of ship review
So this is
videos.
just a sort of
Yeah.
another improvement that's
But Yamas is like, I've got to redo all my videos again.
Damn it.
If you now could just do the background into like transparent or green screen it,
Right.
and you could use that for all kinds of, videoing as well.
Well, Adam,
all
this
kinds
is
of camera work.
the moment where we kind of draw to the end of the stream.
Yeah, I'm sad to say because I always like being on
Yeah,
these streams.
we'll have to get you back again.
Does that mean they're done? That's all they're covering?
and put the
Not
second
like how
one.
much paint packs are going to be and
Get
stuff
past
on
that,
the
we'll get
store?
past that for the next
Because
one.
they didn't show prices.
Adam,
They
thank you
really
so much
should.
for
They
running
didn't
us
show
through all of
prices
that.
now.
It's
People are
really
asking
cool.
too.
There's a lot
If
of
they
good
haven't
stuff
finalized
there
the prices
for
by
a variety
now,
of
they
players to
they
go.
have
Yeah,
some issues.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited because.
Oh god, there's the excited word
I've
again.
made a stance of not paying. I have to have $1 for my paint jobs, and I don't cheat them either. I don't turn them on. So now I can, I can play the game and get paint jobs my way. So
absolutely.
speaking of arcs, we'll have.
Sorry, very quickly
You
on
may-
that front as well, because I didn't really show it or explain it there. Whilst we will still have some bundles of cosmetic items together, which
Yeah, that's a good
could give you a bit of a bonus or whatever the word is, discount.
Yeah.
One of the big things is that we're splitting all the paint jobs out, so you can buy individual paint jobs. At the moment, you buy the tactical pack. which is
Finally, I
6
can get all the
packs.
white
You
paint
really
jobs I
blue.
want.
Yeah.
Now you can just buy the individual.
Yeah, exactly.
So free arcs, just focusing on your paint job.
That is
was
nice
quite
though,
a
but I'm
good,
still curious how
improvement for
much one
everyone
paint job
involved,
will
so,
be in Arcs.
Awesome. So we will, as I was just about to say, for ARCs, we will have more information going live after this live stream about those, especially if you own Frontier points currently.
Yep.
So we'll be detailing that on the forums. So yeah, I think that's everything.
Redneck says that
That's
on
everything I've got to show
console,
you tonight.
So just to
average
recap,
paint job
the
cost is
September
around
update
400
is launching
Frontier
next
points
week,
on the
18th.
PlayStation Network.
We'll be having a launch live stream
Okay.
for that
You can
day
get
as well,
like
So
one
1 week.
paint job a week.
If you
we'll
max
be there
out
to
your
just
earnings.
go through some of this
Yeah.
again and have a little play around. In addition, at the end of the year, December.
That
we do
makes
have
me
free players,
curious
and we'll have more
if,
information about
especially
free
for
players in the
exploration,
future. But
if
right
you
now
get
we're
these
celebrating
ARX
the
points
launch
for
of the
just
September
playing,
update,
you know,
which is
flying,
imminent.
jumping out
So,
there and doing
please
the
enjoy. Thank you for
exploration,
tuning in.
or
Thank you,
if
Adam,
you
for being
get them
here.
when you
And
cache
that
your
is where we
exploration
sign off
data
for. So,
in.
Well, he
goodbye,
because
thank you,
then-
everybody,
Thanks
and
for
see you next
watching.
time.
He didn't.
Then it would be... Yeah, so again.
Yeah, he didn't cash in any exploration data, but he still got arcs for doing that.
If that was from that session, we don't know. But yeah, I hope it's that way, that, you know, actually playing the game and doing the stuff gives you the arcs, so explorers actually have the chance to, you know, over weeks and weeks and weeks of being out there, trying to get, you know, as many arcs as possible, not just at one point when they sell the data, which would instantly max out their arcs per week and then not net them anymore.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. It could just be flying around nets you, because like you're doing something in game. Maybe that gives you arcs as well. I
Yeah.
don't think, because it doesn't matter what you do. It's
Yeah,
you're gonna
I'm
be getting
curious
them
about how that will precisely work and how much arcs it will cost. Yeah, I figure they will align with the console prices then, because they said, you know, they didn't change that from the
Yeah.
Frontier points.
Yeah, Tom Cook says it could be like the notoriety thing. Yeah, you need to be active to run it down. And it's gonna be like that. You can't just be sat in a station, just earning 3 points.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe you've got to be flying around in space or just doing things.
Yeah, but no surprises there. No special
Yeah,
something
no,
for the September update.
Just
I was actually hoping for something else, like a new fighter or something. Just saying anything like here's like when he said that's all he got for me, or is it? I was waiting for him to jump in with the oh, we got one
Yeah.
more thing, but no.
Unless it's something hidden that we have to discover ourselves, but gauging by how Frontier have been doing it recently, I don't think there's anything else apart from what we've seen today.
So basically, to sum it up, we got a new player experience that is completely voice acted with on-screen notifications for what controls to use at one time, which is nice. A lot of hand-holding because they had portions where the ship was being flown automatically. Safety mode for guns being active and deactivated. Target drones, which is nice. Things they didn't cover is, hey, you want to scan your target before you engage, so that's not good. Going to lead to a lot of people getting explodinated, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
The flight course was nice with the arrows that showed the alignment of the ship that you want to be aligned to as you're going through it. That was kind of cool. The big projector holograms with all the arrows going through.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Everyone can hear you typing.
And then the whole livery part, you know, rework the livery UI.
Yeah, the livery
you can
UI
access
and
the
the
livery from the main menu.
yeah, the 3D rendered model of, you know, ship kits, paint kits, and all that, being able to turn on and off the lights, previews of engines. It'd be interesting to see what they do for the weapon colors, because they didn't show that.
Yeah, true.
So,
I like the throttle direction.
throttle
I like
direction
that
was
arrow.
nice. That was nice, yeah.
That's my big takeaway from that.
What I would like to see personally is, since we saw those little highlight things, I'd like to see those past the tutorial where you can set it up. Hey, if X happens, can you highlight this? Like, hey, your shields are getting low. Can you flash something around it? Or, you know, like an armor warning or something. Flash. Be like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Certainly a lot more present than the current highlights we have in the UI. Like, you know, your temperature is also flashing red right now if you overheat.
Yeah.
And you get these warning lights and sounds and everything. But that blue bright highlight is so much more, you know, catches your eye much better.
Yeah,
It
because
would be nice to
orange
be able
is
to use that in some way.
orange is already pretty close to red. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see that. I hear it or seeing it in every occasion.
But if you had that nice bright blue flash, if you could set up like, hey, I want a warning when my heat hits 90% with that big bright blue flash, be like, oh, okay. Uh-oh. in case
Yep.
you're not 100% paying attention to it.
Mm.
What's funny is they didn't even stream for a full hour because they started late, I guess.
Tells you how much there was to cover.
But otherwise,
Oh.
other than a few new little tidbits and some changes to the UI as far as livery, which the changes are good. I like how they broke it up into different options instead of just keep scrolling down to find things, which is I guess a holdover from the previous fitting system with the new system with the tabs and sub tabs. That's nice. That's a nice bonus.
Yeah, they brought it into line basically.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, and then we'll have to see next Wednesday when the update comes out to see how the market's going to change as far as ship kits and stuff like that with ARCs.
Mm.
And then of course there's definitely going to be people coming out with videos like what constitutes gameplay to actually earn ARCs. Are there any ways around it? Can you just stick a bunch of tons of fuel in your ship and then throttle up to maximum and then go AFK and make ARCs?
My suspicion is that, I mean, yeah, there will maybe be some exploits. So my suspicion is as soon as this update hits, go out there and try to get as many ARCs as possible, because once they realize, any loopholes, they will fix up those, of course. And
They already
even
have-
if they closed all the loopholes, then when they realize that people start buying a lot less paint jobs now because they have, that outlook of earning the paint jobs in the game, my suspicion is they will gradually reduce the number you can earn. Because 400 a week, I mean, depends on how much you have to play in that week, but it seems a bit much for your general player who just wants the occasional paint job for the ship he's currently flying.
Mhm.
They're gonna be able to get that, and
It's like,
I think
earned
they're gonna
enough to
see
buy
a
paint
significant
job for-
dip in their revenue, and once they do realize that, they will probably try to do something about it.
Yeah, well, 400 ARCs points a week. That doesn't tell us like how long you have to play for, what gameplay style constitutes earning those ARCs. If you're playing, let's say, an average of maybe an hour of day, maybe, if that, let's say, and let's say for a whole week you get like 7 hours of game time, 4.5 hours of game time, something like that. And that's all you can put in. And if you're able to earn 400 ARCs from that, that's good. Then that doesn't mean you have to be on to grind just to get your your weekly ARCs. It's probably going to be set very similar to the server tick for background sim as well as power play.
Yeah,
It's probably going to
think
be
so too.
it's probably going to be on the exact same tick timer for that. So that would mean that like basically early Wednesday/Thursday, depending on what time zone you're in, is when you'd be able to refresh your ARCs to see how many you got.
Yeah, I think if the amount of ARCs that you get, to get that 400, which is probably not a lot, to get that full 400 in a week, if it takes more than just casual play,
Mhm.
people like the Fatherhood Wing, they will freak out because that's their entire thing. They are parents with children and jobs, and they can't spend the amount of time.
Here's
Then
here's
again,
another
other people
thing.
can play.
ARCs are going to be free when you play.
Exactly.
So
I mean,
you're
keep in
not
mind this is
losing
just an
anything.
additional. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an additional way of earning it for free. They can't
Yeah.
complain about being it too slow because it's free.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
But
it
buy
is
the paint
new.
jobs.
It is new.
my
That-
point is, other players will get their full complement of ARCs per week if the amount of play that you have to do is set too high. If it goes
Mhm.
beyond what the average player can accomplish without grinding, without, I don't really want to play, but I want to get I've got that paint job that I've
Yeah.
got my eye on, and that means I've got to put 4 more hours. But I haven't got 4 more hours. I've got to take the kids to school. That puts them at a disadvantage. Or they can just spend money, but then that's the same situation they currently got. So if
Yeah, I mean,
everyone
I'm
gets
hard-pressed to
400
actually
if you
call it
play.
a disadvantage, but I know what you mean.
If paint jobs are a couple of thousand, right, then that's going to be over a month of play to get that paint job.
Yeah.
So if that's you've got to be playing a lot during that week in order to get your full allocation, then that's going to be untenable for a lot of players.
Hey, on the
Like,
bright
we play
side,
a lot.
yeah, we do
As
play a lot.
Tokuso
But
says there, that's exactly what it's designed to do. It's designed to keep players playing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Dust to Dust
I
is like
guess we'll see.
we already have people hacking in PvP. What if someone hacks to bypass the grind or arcs? Well, they'll be
if
banned
Frontier detects
eventually.
it, you'll be banned. Yeah, I mean it's in the end user license agreement, and if you do something bad, you're gonna get kicked in the butt and lose your account.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, paint
And
jobs.
your arcs.
Paint jobs have always been for specific ships. It's not like if you buy a white paint job, you have white paint on all your ships.
Yeah.
The only one they did that for was the black paint for the Black Friday. That is the only
No.
paint job that you can get for all ships across the board. And a lot of people got
No,
that.
I didn't.
You still have to get them for the individual ships.
Yeah.
I got them.
It was just
Every ship that I have black paint for.
did you?
Maybe that
I
was
didn't
a
buy them
bundle.
all?
I didn't pay for it. It was just, you got it for free.
Yeah, I think that was on the very first Black Friday. You
Mhm.
could get that, something like that. Yeah, I vaguely remember
Yeah,
that.
I just put it in a code. They're like, hey, here's a code for free black paint, because I was part of the newsletter. And I punched it in. And I was like, hey, have black paint for every single ship in your library. I was like, sweet. So I can
Nice.
either go default or black because of that. So I mean that's like a broad spectrum, black paint job available. But now, like when Black Friday comes around again, I imagine that they'll have black paint available, but it's probably gonna be on a per ship basis. And since they're now converting to arcs next Wednesday, then we can hop on and see how much the average cost for. Because like how much is it right now for like let's say for example engine colors.
I think like $1 or so, $2 maybe.
Let's
about there.
check. Let's launch Elite Dangerous and check the store.
Well, I'll check the store just on its own, but because it would also be interesting because it's no currency now. The US prices and the UK prices should be the same in ARC, shouldn't they?
Yeah, it should be the same conversion.
True. Yeah, there was always a slight disadvantage to
Okay,
the
so
Euro
like
price.
weapon color in the US is 175,
Weapon color. Let me check. Hold on.
and engine colors are also $1.75.
Right, so £1 here.
I currently also see the pound prices because I'm in PvP.
Yeah, engine colors and weapon colors all £1.
So £1 or $1.75.
For me, it's €1.25. So that's already a bit more expensive, if I'm not mistaken. Even if the transaction course is.
And for
Transaction rate.
Kovas, it's £5.
Yeah, €6.
Yeah, so like Kovas.
So let's keep those in mind, and we'll see how that translates to how much you have to pay for arcs and how much you get for those arcs.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
one thing I do want to check is ship kits. The ship kits are 10 to 12
Yeah, but ship kits
bucks.
are not consistent. There are more expensive and more cheap ones in there.
Yeah, but on average, it looks like they're all like 10 to 12 bucks.
Yeah.
£8, £7.
There's only two prices: $10 or $12
Yeah.
for US.
Yes,
Yeah, I have 9 and 10 euros here.
yeah. So it's £8 and £7 for me.
The only one that I'm worried about getting right now is the Diamondback Explorer ship kit, because I don't have that. And one thing I'd like on the Frontier store, because like right now, like I can't see all the parts. It's like 2 thumbnails and they're fucking tiny.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what I'm getting if I buy this, because I mean, yeah, I guess you could preview it in the game.
Yeah, that change is great that you can now properly preview them in the game. That's fantastic.
Yeah. But like I'll be keeping an eye on the Diamondback, because this is probably gonna be the first thing I'm gonna get for the Puddle Jumper is the Diamondback Explorer ship kit. Because I'm pretty sure I already have the Crate Mark II, and I've got the Asp. I don't have the Type 6 because lol, spoilers on the Type 6. So I have the Viper, I've got the Asp, I've got the Conda, I've got the Python.
I've got so much already. Like,
got the
there's probably not going to be much that I actually want to get. But it's going to be nice to have the arcs for, when something nice comes along down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to the glasses?
Glasses?
Yeah,
So
on the
commanders?
Yeah, they're not in the store.
Huh.
Like aviators
Curious.
and things like that.
Is that detailing? Commander customization? Commander customization.
Yeah.
I don't
Suits,
see them
tattoos.
either.
Yeah. Gone. Oh, so
Oh.
Tom says glasses have been gone for a while now.
Yeah.
I wonder why. That's weird.
See, I was worried I couldn't see them because I haven't got my glasses.
Wow.
Do they still have the gold commander suit available?
I think that one is a special, isn't it?
Yeah, that
Ah,
was a special occasion.
Sweet. I have a custom gold suit now. Yeah, these images are...
Yeah, these Razor paint packs are smexy that you used in your video as well, Scorps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
They're
like those.
really nice. Alright, so guess that's it. Not much more to talk about, guys.
I think that's it, yeah. So,
Yeah.
basically, next Wednesday, we have the update. So, expect server issues, as per usual, from Frontier. Because that's a thing. But if your standard full, like Diamondbacks, for example, this standard tactical pack, like $4 for like 6 paint jobs. I imagine the cost for a single paint job shouldn't be too bad, because normally when you buy a pack, you're only going for maybe 1 or 2 paint jobs anyway.
Yeah.
So being able to just get the ones you want will be nice.
That was always so frustrating.
Mhm.
Like, I just wanted a particular color. Why on earth do I have to buy all of them?
Yeah. Like, I just want this one.
So I'm glad they've done that.
But I haven't seen this yet. Military Stripe. Alright. I don't know. I mean, for cosmetics, I mean, the prices aren't bad, honestly, at the moment. But, like, changing everything to arcs, we're definitely going to have to do a cost analysis to see, okay, if you buy it at, tier 1, it's this,
I imagine there's going to be some some quantity discount on those as well. If you buy like a lot at once, they're probably going to...
Yeah, it's just going to be like Platinum and Warframe. The more you buy, the better, discount.
So we can do like a best to worst conversion rate, comparison there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're currently getting 6 paints for $4.
What I wonder, though, is Frontier always used to have sales on occasion. So if there are going to be sales in the future, are the ARCs going to be cheaper to buy, or are just the ARCs prices in the store going to be cheaper?
Or it might just be an ARCs discount.
Yeah, because if they discount the ARCs prices on the individual item, that would also mean it would be a lot easier to achieve them with playing in game.
Mm-hmm.
And if they only reduce the prices of the ARCs packs, that would incentivize to buy them instead of.
Yeah.
We'll see how they do that.
Hey, we got another.
Or can the consoleros tell us how they used to do sales in on the consoles? On the Frontier points.
Yeah.
Were the Frontier points themselves cheaper, or the items that you get with the Frontier points?
I think you'd have to buy the Frontier points, and then you buy them through the store with the points. But from what Rednex Gaming said earlier, is that it was on average around 2,400 points for paint packs. So if that means
Yeah, because it's 6 paints.
Yeah.
And now you can buy them individually.
So basically, that means, according to that, if it's still, you know, the $4 conversion for, you know, 2,400 arcs, if you know, if that's what it is, then that means it's going to be $1 per 600 arcs, which means you're getting like 80 cents ish worth of arcs a week. Is basically what I think it comes down to.
Regarding Technoblade, there, I don't think that'll change. They will still just hand out codes to streamers to give away the same way they did before. So I don't see why that would change just because of arcs.
Either way, I suppose we shall see next week.
Indeed.
Anyway, I'm doing a stream on Sunday for the Sunday Fun Day live stream. So if you guys didn't catch the last ridiculous bullshit mining fleet, we will be doing so again. Hopefully we'll get more than 12 commanders this time, because I would like to lag everyone's computers down to like 2 FPS when we shoot all the same asteroid at one time. It will be glorious.
It's a trap!
So if you guys weren't around last Sunday, we generally stream at around 8 p.m. Central, which I guess is 6 hours from now on Sunday. So whatever time zone you're in, +6 to now.
It's pretty dang late here in Europe.
I know, for you.
On a Sunday as well.
So what we're going to be doing is getting as many commanders together as we can for just a massive, ridiculous mining fleet on Sunday for the Sunday Fun Day live stream. If you'd like to join, all you have to do is hop in the Discord. Link is down in stream description. You can hop in there and join in the Discord, and then you'll be able to get some information on how to join my private group, accept friend requests, and then where we'll be meeting up for that. Generally, we stage in the Garabru system, and then we go to the Heidi's system for the double pay night spot, and we'll be making lots of money together. It'll be great. It'll be massive swarms of materials coming off of one asteroid, so all you have to do is show up, shoot the rock, have limpets, and make money.
Yay!
And don't
Everybody
sit
loves
behind
money.
me in Super Cruise and try to steal my stuff like someone did last stream, because he got blown up. No, seriously, this guy was in a type 7 sitting behind me in silent running, had his limpets going out and collecting all the fragments off of my like 50 to 60% painite rocks and just chewing off of my deposits. And I was like, man, I'm not getting a lot from these rocks. What's going on? And he's like, wow, I'm at 92 tons. And I was like, oh, you're doing pretty good for some class 1 mining layers. Yeah, pretty good. And then I look behind me in Cam, and he's sitting there behind me. Then I jump back on my ship, and I don't see him on sensors. And I was like, you cheeky fucker. Stealing my painite out from underneath me. Anyway, we'll see you guys
don't work
on
hard, work
Sunday.
smart.
And we'll see you probably on Wednesday for the launch of the next update. We will see. Anyway, guys, we will see you next time. This is Minnie, and...
Let's go, yes!
And greatest!
And we will see you guys on Sunday, maybe. I don't know if you guys will be there, but I'll be there. Yes. Anyway, this is Minnie, signing out.